Good day everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Mariette, also known as the Boervrou, and this video is going to be my 2022 year in review video. So ever since I started my podcast, I was always looking at these year in review videos and I thought it is so much fun. I definitely want to do that. But since it is the 17th of January 2023, I was thinking maybe I'm a bit late, but then I decided, what difference does it make? 2022 is finished and I would like to have a little review on my channel of all of the things that I accomplished in the crafting part of my life in 2022. So first up, I would like to say thank you to every person who watched my videos and subscribed and liked and shared and commented on all of the videos that I made over 2022. I really appreciate it a lot, and this wonderful community would not be possible if it wasn't for each and every one of you. So I say thank you out of the bottom of my heart. I'm really so appreciative of all of the support that I had gotten on this journey during the last year. And then the other thing I would love to say is I hope that this year of 2023 will treat you well, and I'm excited to see what this year will bring for us. And then one other thing that I realized when I started making notes, that's why I'm looking this side, I have a lot of notes, is that I actually completely missed the birthday of this podcast. The first year anniversary of the podcast. So I uploaded my first ever video on this channel on the 3rd of January in 2022. So the podcast is officially 1 year old and 2 weeks. I completely missed that. But anyway, so that was so fun to discover that I've already been making videos for more than a year, and yeah, I really enjoyed it a lot. So as I said, I actually started the channel when I did my first podcast. So at the end of the year, this channel reached 459 subscribers. So thank you so much for everybody who pushed the button and subscribed. It is so amazing to me that 459 people clicked the button and would love to see more of me. So thank you so much. And then for this year of 2022, I made 27 podcast episodes for the channel, which comes out every second week. And I actually didn't check how many videos I put up in total. I will put it on the screen here, because I do make another video on the other week, and sometimes there's a video in between of a pattern introduction or whatever comes my way. Okay, so the other thing is that I was first thinking I don't want to make this video too long, because I have watched review videos that's 1 hour and 20 minutes and I think that's a little bit long. So I'm trying to keep this as compact as I can, and I have not brought every single item to actually show you and talk to you in depth about. I will be adding my Ravelry projects page underneath this video, so if you're interested in any of these things that I mentioned, you are more than welcome to go have a look there. And then of course I have shown I think all of them except for one project I have shown on the podcast episodes or the Scrappy Sunday chat videos. So I will also link those two playlists for you down below. If you're interested, you can have a look at that. But I will be talking about the things that I made, and let's jump straight into that. So for 2022 I have finished knit and crochet projects, a total of 55 projects. So I was very surprised when I worked this out. I did not think it's that much, of which 13 was pairs of socks. So I did count the 2 socks as one project, and I did do a few crochet yarn cake cozies. That doesn't take that much time, but I'm counting them all as individual pieces. And then just for reference, I also finished a few projects that was whip pin projects. So not all of them was completed from start to finish this year, but I'm only counting completed projects, and whatever was whips at the beginning of this year or at the end of this 2022, I have not counted, because they will be counted in 2023 as finished projects. All right, so I hope you have something nice to drink, and buckle up. Let's get through this list. All right, so I made a list, and my list is 3 pages long. All right, I'm just going to work through the list quickly. So I did finish a warm water bottle cover. That was my first project. And then I finished 1, 2, 3, 4 yarn cake cozies, 100-gram yarn cake cozies, just straight after each other when I was writing up the pattern. Then I knitted a table throw. I made 2 more yarn cake cozies, 100-gram one and a 50-gram one. Then I finished a Tunisian crochet top. I knitted a dishcloth. Then I made a pair of socks, which is some toe-up socks. It was for myself, for the pattern that I was putting together. Then I made another dishcloth, and I actually after that knitted my first shawl for the year, which was very interesting and I enjoyed it a lot. It was my first experience in mosaic knitting, so that was very nice. Then I knitted another pair of socks for my husband. My 15th project was a summer crochet tee that I made. I designed it myself. I battled a little bit with it. It went a little skew, and then I worked it out in the end and finished the project. So you can see all of that going back and forth in my podcast episodes. Then I joined the outstanding shawl knit along that was hosted by Nitty Natty and Shop Yarnia in New York, and I finished that. And that was my first time doing color work on the purl side with purl stitches. That was very interesting, but I finished that one. Then I designed a hat that was also frogging, lots of frogging, because we wanted a specific type of hat for my husband, but I finished that one. And then I made some Scrappy wrist warmers. I finished a crochet blanket that came out of the whip bin. And then for my birthday last year, I did a birthday cast on, which was my beekeeper cardigan. And I am still in love with that cardigan. My husband and I actually made the buttons for it with wood. That was very, very fun. Then I knitted another pair of wrist warmers for myself. I made some socks, and then I knitted the Construct hat by Woolly Wormhead, and actually went to a class that was hosted by Juanita Meer, and I went with my friend Liani from Independence Yarncraft, and it was a wonderful experience. We really enjoyed it so much. Then I made a cowl that was out of my whip bin. I think I re-knitted this one. So it's basically a complete project. Then I made a pair of socks, and then I went to another workshop, again with my friend Liani, for the Scrappy cowl that was also hosted by Juanita Meer. That was a lot of fun, holding 2 strands of mohair together for a contrast yarn. Really enjoyed that brioche project. Then I finished a baby cardigan that was a request from a family member. I knitted another pair of socks. I crocheted another yarn cake cozy, a 50-gram one. And then I made another hat for my husband. This one was the best fitting one of the 2 so far. Still a work in progress. I still have one on the needles, which will be hopefully fixed before winter arrives. Alright, then I made my first pair of Scrappy DK socks. It was a nice experience because I bought a 9-inch circular, and that's the first time I actually used it and fell in love with it. Then my 32nd project on the list is a dishcloth, which turned into a pattern at the end of the day called the Rustic Dishcloth pattern. After that, I knitted my first ranunculus. I think it took me 9 days. It was an amazing experience, and I couldn't stop thinking about making more. But anyway, then I knitted another rustic dishcloth, this time as a face cloth. I made it a little bit bigger, and it works beautifully. I then knitted another pair of socks. Then I finished up another whip pin project, which was another blanket that I just crocheted the knitted blocks together. So that was a quick make. I made a keychain, another pair of socks, and then I designed the Stripey Seaside socks, which was another pattern that I released in October. I will be talking about that a little bit more. Then I knitted my first tank top, which was the Tip Top tank by Maker Designs. I made a Tunisian short rose cowl, and this is the one project that I was talking about that I didn't show on any of my podcast episodes, so I'll definitely make sure to pop up a picture here so that you can see that. Right, then I moved on to another whip-in project, which was a yellow baby jacket, which was gifted at the end of the day. My friend Liani took it over for a friend, and then I made this was another whip-in project, is the Entrelac cushion cover that I just added a zipper to, so that was a quick project. Then project number 44 on my list is my Scrappy chevron blanket, which was quite a few years in the making, and in the beginning of the year I picked it up and did it as a Scrappy Sunday project, and I talk about it in depth in our Scrappy Sunday chats with my friend Liani of Independence Yarncraft. But that one is finished, and I did a beautiful fun popcorn stitch border for it, and I love it. It's gorgeous. Alright, then I finished a very long-term project, which was 24 meters of lace for my pantry shelves, and yes, they are not up on the shelves yet, to be coming very soon. But I finished the 24 meters of lace, which was 6 pieces of 4 meters long, and I'm so happy about that. It is gorgeous, and I wanted this lace for years. So I finished that one up. Then I made a pair of bed socks, which is basically just DK weight socks. It's a real sock pattern. I don't like floppy, pointy bed socks, so we make real socks for bed socks. So I made that pair, and then I knitted my first pair of socks with opal yarn for myself, and I love it. It's gorgeous. And then project 48 is my second ranunculus, which I love and wear a lot, and it's in this gorgeous colorway, so obviously it will be my favorite because it's purple. Then I made a pair of socks for my brother-in-law. I made a crochet keychain. I finished the waving lace top, which is being frogged as we speak. So anyway, my previous podcast episode, I talk about it in depth. Then I finished a granny square pillow cover, which was also a project out of the whip bin, so that was also a nice project. And then I finished the brown cowl that I completely re-knitted, also out of the whip bin. I finished another dishcloth, the old shale lace dishcloth, which is a beautiful design. I really enjoyed knitting it. And the last project for the year, project 55, was another pair of socks for my husband in a colorway that I completely love. I was so jealous that it was not my socks. But anyway, he loves them. Every time they get washed and put in the cupboard, the next morning they're on his feet. So at least it gets worn in this house. So I'm very happy about that. Alright, so that was quite a mouthful. I did make like a little list of what these totals came to. So in total I made 500 gram yarn cake cozies, 2 50-gram yarn cake cozies, 1 warm water bottle cover, 1 table throw, 5 dishcloths, 13 pairs of socks, 2 shawls, 7 tops, cardigans, tees, tank tops. I'll just put them all in the same category, 7 of them, 2 baby cardigans, 3 hats, 2 sets of wrist warmers, 3 blankets, 4 cowls, 2 keychains, 2 cushion covers, and let's count the lace as 1, the lace for the pantry shelves. So I was very surprised that I did this huge amount, because I feel it's a huge amount of projects during 2022. Anyway, my dog was kicking the tripod, so let's continue. So I was very surprised at the amount of projects that I did last year. So this was knit and crochet projects, and then I did not do such a good job of keeping track of my sewing projects, but I do know that I finished 1 skirt, 1 top, and 2 project bags. So next year I will try and do a little bit of a better job of keeping track of my sewing projects, because I am planning on sewing more this year, especially for my wardrobe. I actually bought myself a book to have a sewing journal. I think that is going to help me a lot, because as I make notes of my knitting, of how many rounds I knit for the foot of the sock, I then also make notes of seam allowances, length, things like that, and what I did for this specific project, and then I know if that worked, I can replicate it in another project. So yes, that is all of the things that I remember and that I know I finished in 2022. I did not make a list of all of the works in progress that came with me to 2023, but I don't think it was a lot. I cast on a few things in 2023, but I think it might have been 4 or 5 projects. I'm not exactly sure. But anyway, okay. Okay. Let me see where I was. Alright, so then also in 2022 I released 5 patterns, of which 2 is crochet patterns and 3 is knitting patterns. So the knitting patterns, 2 of them is socks, and for this I also hosted a make-along, my first solo make-along in 2022, which I called Socktober Sock-along. where we made socks for the month of October, and I released those patterns in October, and I specifically designed the Stripey Seaside socks for this make-along, and it's a gorgeous pair of socks, even if I have to say so myself. But anyway, so I made a little slideshow of the participants that knitted some socks during Socktober, and I will insert that here for you so that you can see the beautiful things that they made during this make-along. Right, so I hope you enjoyed that little slideshow. Then my friend Leonie of Independence Yarn Craft and I hosted a ranunculus make-along in 2022, which was a lot of fun, and that is in the time that I made my second ranunculus, and she made her first ranunculus during this make-along, and it was a lot of fun. We had lots of Zoom sessions, and we were talking forth and back and helping each other out, and we had a lovely Instagram group, and it was just amazing. I really enjoy the yarny community and everybody being willing to help each other out, and it was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed that, and I really want to knit another ranunculus, so no, I'll have to speak to my friend. Maybe we'll do it again, we'll see. I really want more ranunculus, another ranunculus or 2 or 3. So yeah, we definitely need to do something about that. Well, I think that was everything that I wanted to say. I really enjoyed this past year of podcasting and making just so much. I learned so many new crafting techniques and video editing things and computer techniques and things that I did not know about. Really enjoyed all of that. In the beginning, the editing was getting me down a little bit, but as time passed, it really becomes easier, and yeah, I really enjoy all steps of this process basically. So I think that in 2023 you will definitely still see me here on YouTube, and I will be sharing all of the things that I make and learn with you, and I hope that you enjoy it all with me. So that is everything for this video. I'm looking forward to 2023. I hope to chat with you during this year. Please leave a comment down below. I really love chatting with you. And then we shall see when I do next year's review of how much things I made, and how the channel grows and all of those things. Thank you so much to everybody that supported me on this journey during this year. Even if you just bought a pattern or just shared or liked a post on Facebook or Instagram, doesn't really matter. I really appreciate it a lot. Okay, I think that is it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more of my content. And I will see you in the next one. Until next time, happy crafting. Bye.